survey conducted by the American Management Association, last updated November of 2014, 30% of employers have fired their employees for misusing the internet. That 48% of employees have violated company policy. 84% of those have viewed, downloaded, or uploaded inappropriate or offensive content. We all plan on working one day. Depending on what type of job you want and for your safety, you should be paying attention to the types of things you post up online. I began to do research first about the access the companies have on employees' social networks. Then I realized that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today. But the new information that I've come up with will all benefit you. Be mindful of what you're posting up on social media. I will first begin to talk to you about the reasons why posting up the wrong things online will cause you to lose your job, to affect getting a job, and for your safety. I'll first begin to talk to you about my first reason. Posting up the wrong information, inappropriate information online could cost you a job interview. Dr. Marcella Wilson, who's a lifestyle tech expert and professor, says that employers are using more non-traditional methods to screen potential employees, which means that employers are looking at you before you walk into an interview, looking up things that you have said before you walk into that interview. So I say clean your networks, clean what you have if you decide to go into a job that you really want. That way you have an idea, they have an idea of who they're hiring for the job. Now I'll talk to you about the second reason. The second reason is that it can cost you your job. Venting about your coworkers and your clients has recently become a trend on Twitter. And the thing with that is that business companies don't like to see that kind of stuff. It ruins their reputation. It ruins what they want as to be viewed in the social societies, basically. The California has a law that states that companies can't access your social media accounts as your right. But the thing with that, it's called the Social Media Privacy Act. The thing with that is it can be rolled out. So I had this tweet that I saw that relates to this, and it says, I start this job tomorrow, and her employer says that no, you're fired. Yeah. The Schler law firm, PC, states that courts will weigh the employer protections, basing employer protection rights, and weigh out those between the employer and the employee, and eventually permit the employer to be exempt from the law. So even though you have that law that you want to go back to, eventually you will have problems winning against the employers. Now I'll talk to you about how it affects your safety. Social media, posting up information on social media, private and inappropriate stuff, can harm you. Maggie McMillan posted up on Gen 20 of Mindful Sharing that checking in on Facebook puts you on a map exactly where you are, telling people where you have been, where you're most likely to go, and where you currently are. Being out there telling people you may or may not know could be following you, and you don't know it, harms you. And the second thing I found that was interesting is everyone in this room is the typical age group that posts up this private information without hesitation. And that you have people, even though your accounts may be private to you, people that know people on your social media accounts. That's stated by Ernie Allen, who's president and CEO of National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And that, so just be careful what you post. That's social media. And so now that I've talked to you about the reasons it can cost you a job interview, scoring that job, cost you your job and your safety, I will conclude. Remember to double check the stuff that you post up online. It doesn't have to be completely clean. You just have to be mindful of the things that you put up there and what it could do to you in the future, how it affects you, because it's all about you. I first began to talk to you about what it causes to you trying to get an interview, or how you might lose your job, and how dangerous it can be for yourself. And so just maybe take the time to go home and look at what you have posted on social media and look at how an employer might look at